All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and it's a Monday, and we're out here working. Why? Because I wanted to get some of the messy stuff done today. So the way I ran my Dash 10 fuel lines for my fuel system when we did it back in August or whenever, I think it was August, you guys probably remember I ran it through the frame and all that shit. Well, I had to take it back out because I'm going through a section that I'm boxing. And it came out through the opening pretty much where you see those old fuel lines on. My phone's trying to focus. And we got a bunch of stuff out of the way. I'm going to try to straighten out some of the bends in this frame. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up welding the top side of the frame first. I'm going to leave a drop down and I'm going to grind it back and bevel it and then weld it to the frame. That way there's a little bit more forgivingness if I don't trim it exactly perfect. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you got to pick your poison. On this side, we took the brake line off. I think I replaced this brake line like 18 years ago. It's still pretty good. It bends pretty hard. So I do have to unbolt it and just bring that back out. But I got the catching whatever drippings are falling. I ordered steel. It should be here this week. I ended up ordering from Metals online and I overpaid a little bit. But they had what I needed in the cuts that I wanted, and it just made it easy. Now here you can see the tape measure, which oddly enough the jack stand where it's set is exactly the height we need to reinstall the cross member at. So I locked in this tape measure, and with I think this is like 2.5 inches or so. So it's 2.5 plus 22.25. That's 22 3/4 it comes out to roughly, I think. And I went off of the flat. There's a flat embossment right here on the transmission. And we're going to have to cut our cross member. And I'm going to put angle iron. And so you guys can see where our old holes were for the cross member. So we're not going to be able to do that because the shape just doesn't work out. So what I'm going to end up doing is getting some angle iron and mounting the cross member to the flat of the boxed section, and that's going to require a little bit of work on my part once I get that all done, mainly because we're going to have to try to fish plate it somehow and then lock it in place and weld it. And since I really don't know where, like, in retrospect, like, and not even retrospect, I think, like, with all, like, common sense, I probably should have made my cross member first, but really I can't do that because I don't know how much this thickness is going to be. And honestly, like, you know, I'm going to need a piece of angle iron on my cross member to come up. And then, again, I got ideas as to how I'm going to do it. And I'll figure it out. And you guys are going to see it. Because right now, I'm fucking thinking about it. And I got a fucking pretzel in my head. And really, I know what I got to fucking do. All right? As far as fabricating and fucking fish plating shit and welding it and whatever, I know what I got to do. And I know where the cross member needs to be. And essentially, I need to trim that cross member, which is somewhere over there. I need to find the center line of that cross member. And then I need to measure between the rails when I am done and weld some angle iron so that it faces upwards so that we can bolt it in. And unfortunately, like, I think I might have to, and I've done this before, and I probably shouldn't even talk yet, but so what I might do is I'm probably going to make a steel plate with a welded nut on the backside like a caged nut pretty much. And then we'll probably end up drilling holes to be receivers for the holes that are going to go through. And then I'll just end up welding that to the area and based off of where the cross member sits. And we'll bolt it to that. We'll have a little bit of wiggle room and adjustment. I already figured it out talking to you guys. Shit. So we got a little bit of cleanup to do. I'm kind of covered in gasoline. I did make a fucking mess and I stink. Got my exhaust off. But we got plenty of room to work in here, and it's actually going to be a really nice weekend this weekend. It's going to be in the 40s. It took a little bit to get the garage hot today because it's been so damn cold. But we had to get out here. I have to get this car done by like the middle of March, if we want to make something actually happen. So again, we're putting a mild steel kit in it. I don't know who I'm going to get it from right now. I think I can pick one up locally from Rhodes Race Cars pretty cheap and don't have to pay for freight shipping. And they're right in Maryville, Indiana, I believe. So it's right in our neck of the woods. So we got that going for us. And I really want to get the kit where the tube drops down into the spring perch so I can weld it there. So in theory, you transfer all your motion through the cage and everything. Just again, like cleaning up this frame from the top to the bottom is what's really gonna suck, because I think I'm gonna end up cutting out a big chunk of the floor to give myself work area and then just like butt welding it in. I just have to get really thin cut wheels, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do with that, which I'm no stranger to doing that stuff, because again, I work in a body shop, and when we hang quarter panels, we'll do our flanges. We'll do a butted seam on quarter panels. I don't overlap. I don't use a backer. I butt weld everything. So I think I'm going to cut out bigger sections than what I actually need just to have work room so I can clean the metal really, really good. So on that note, I'll let you guys go. Stay tuned, because this weekend we're going to get on it. Don't know what I'm going to have going at the machine shop, but Saturday we're going to be out here. We're going to be welding. It's going to be nice enough to probably pull the Bonneville out. So even though I got it on rollers, I'm going to have to take it back off the rollers, fucking park it outside. I'll probably park it over by the shop, be honest with you, just to have it out of the way, out of the driveway. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass, and we'll see you guys around.